Hey guys, Master Lincoln here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are jumping back into the Collection of Epic Battles event to do the next mission, which is Full Power. And as you can see, I am running the Int Broly team, so technically we are running a movie bosses / planetary destruction team, but obviously every single unit on the team is a member of the Full Power category so that we can get that mission done. So in order to get more stones to complete my hunt for the Frieza, I did actually beat all of these missions like off camera after doing that initial video where I went in blind for the first attempt. So we won't see the mission complete thing come up at the end, but I mean, you can check yourself if you don't believe me. Every single one of these units is in the Full Power category. So basically the plan here is to take advantage of the stacking and damage reduction that the Int Broly has. Obviously LR Broly is here for the insane amounts of damage that he does. Obviously, thanks to the same name update, we're able to run them on the same team, but they don't link at all, so we do have to be careful how we play, because we have units that can't link together. We also have two different versions of Golden Frieza, because obviously Golden Frieza is a very, very strong tank, the AGL and the Tech one. So I think the main strategy that we're going to go for is to have a Golden Frieza on both rotations to tank. And then of course we have the new LR Frieza. After finally pulling him, he is 55%. Very, very powerful unit, as you will see. And then of course we got the Tech Transforming Frieza. So basically we're going to have a Golden Frieza with another Frieza on every rotation, and all three Brolys are going to be floating in the third spot. So that might seem like a kind of a crazy choice, because obviously, you know, the three Brolys are very, very powerful, but they are perfectly suited to being in the third slot. Like, they get a decent amount of ki to themselves, so it's not difficult to super attack with them, especially because against a Pure Saiyan enemy that we're fighting in the last two fights against Vegeta and then Goku, LR Broly is giving himself extra ki, so it's even easier for him to super attack. So whilst they don't have the best links with the Frieza units, like a lot of the time in that third slot, they're pretty much only going to have Fierce Battle active, but obviously the units are just powerful enough that it really doesn't make any difference. So Tech Transforming Frieza, obviously very, very powerful now after his EZA as well. In the stages that go for a little bit longer, we're obviously going to get to see him transform, build up those stats even more. And obviously by the time we get to the Goku phase, which is like 5 phases, we are probably going to get him all the way up to gold. Obviously the Int Brolys have extra damage reduction when we're fighting against specific enemies as well, so they just work out really well in the third slot. Now obviously units like the LR Frieza, he gets a guaranteed additional super if he gets hit in slot 1, but it makes more sense for events like this, which are a little bit more difficult, to play strategically here, because I mean, even with type advantage, from a super attack, the LR Frieza would definitely take more damage than the Golden Frieza, so we just go ahead and put Golden Frieza in slot 1. And then the LR Frieza obviously does have a chance to do an additional super in slot 2 or 3, it's just not guaranteed like it is if he takes a hit in slot 1. But he has to be taking a hit as well, so if like there's no attacks in the first slot in slot 1, it actually makes more sense to put him in slot 2 or 3, because then you have that chance to get the additional. But yeah, Krillin and Gohan absolutely destroyed. I decided to go that way because of the multiple enemies, so LR Broly would have potentially been able to AoE and do a ton of damage, but we didn't actually even really get to use him there, but that is all good. So we're going to see how good Broly's defense is here. You can see from the extra ki now that he's giving himself that even though he doesn't have any ki links with Frieza, he only needs 1 ki to super attack. So whilst we can't get his 18 ki, his 12 ki super is very powerful anyway, and obviously he does get that guaranteed second super attack as well. So we are going to be all good here in terms of the defense. So obviously we have type disadvantage now with our tech units, but when they come in clutch like that and get crits, it's no need to worry. EZA Frieza though, unfortunately, no crit. Does mean not a crazy amount of damage, but LR Broly should be able to do some solid work here. Yeah, 1.7 crit on his 12 ki. Then we get the additional as well. So no crit there, but we still did a good, what, 2.5 mil from him. And then, yeah, he tanks these normal attacks for double digits. And we already took a super, so we don't need to worry. So Broly just tanks everything perfectly fine, and we're back to our Frieza rotation here. So, but yeah, these Brolys giving themselves the extra key just makes your life so much easier, in the sense that they don't have to like gel particularly well with the rest of the team, and they still will do very well. Because like in Broly, unless you're really unlucky, he's going to get more than one super attack. So he's raising his defense more than once. After supering, he has extra damage reduction as well against these enemies. So he's actually very good defensively in the third spot. We don't have to worry about, like, if the super attack is in the third spot, then Broly's going to get one shot. He potentially will still take a fair bit of damage, but yeah, he's not going to get one shot. And then, yeah, Frieza in the second slot here, coming in clutch with the additional from his passive again, beating down Vegeta here. Very close to taking him out, and then, yeah, we get the additional from the hidden potential system as well. So this is from the level 5, because mine is 55%, so that's the free level 5 additional coming into play there to give us the triple super attack turn. So there you go, that is Vegeta defeated, and we will move on to the final stage, which is Goku. Making pretty good time on this already, but I've noticed with doing these runs, it's kind of like when the original Legendary Goku event dropped. By the time you got to like STR UI Goku, the STR and in UI Goku phase probably takes you as long as it took you to like the whole time to get there. And I feel like Goku's kind of the same in this event, because he has 5 phases, so it takes a pretty significant amount of time to get all the way through. So a couple of times we don't get the super attacks with either of the golden Freezers, but obviously their job is just to be in slot 1 and tank. And whilst the tech one can do pretty decent damage, and the AGL one does stack attack over time, so obviously he will get more powerful during this last fight against Goku, they're not on the team to be big damage dealers. The main issue I've seen with this event in the runs that I've done is when you get to Goku, he very frequently super attacks you in slot 1. So having a unit that can tank a super before they've attacked is obviously very, very useful. So with the same name update, having a golden Frieza on both rotations is very, very effective here for making sure that we don't get absolutely destroyed in slot 1. So, but yeah, Broly doing some solid damage. He's obviously, again, got the damage reduction, so not going to take a lot of damage. LR Broly has type disadvantage, but when you look at how this turn is going to play out, like, it's pretty much a guarantee that Frieza's going to kill him, and if he doesn't, Broly's getting the 18 key super. In fact, we almost got the full 24 key. And then, yeah, Goku goes ahead and supers in slot 1. So straight away, the danger is past. We don't need to worry about either of the other 2 units, because the AGL Frieza, he's had a bit of has he super attacked at all in this fight against Goku? Yeah, I don't think he has. So he hasn't had a chance to build up his defense very much, so he would still take pretty reasonable damage from a super this early on. And yeah, sadly we don't get the additional this time, so no repeat of the triple super turn, but that leaves it very open for Broly to just come in with the 18 key super and finish him off. And then we move on to the physical Kaioken stage. Tech Frieza transforming up to second form here. And then, yeah, a bunch of attacks in slot 1. So, business as usual for this rotation. Golden Frieza in slot 1. And transforming Frieza in slot 2. Again, we have to really make sure that we're getting the super attack with the Tech Frieza, because he's the one that's going to be dealing the proper damage out of those 2. So, well, they're both Tech, but you know what I mean. Transforming Frieza instead of Golden Frieza. Because Golden Frieza's there just to do that. Take double digit damage from all the attacks in slot 1. And look, again, a super attack in slot 1. So having a really good tank on both rotations I think is really important for this event. Obviously you can use items, but I really wanted to try, after doing that first run, going into the event blind and getting the no items run with sworn enemies, I really wanted to try and do no item runs for all 3 of these. So obviously having a very effective tank on both rotations is a very good way to go. And then realistically, like both the Int Brolys are pretty solid tanks as well. They do need time to build up their defense, but they do have that little bit of damage reduction on top, so they won't get... No one on this team really will get one-shotted by a super unless it's the LR Broly or maybe the LR Frieza if it's like a type disadvantage super. But obviously as the event goes on, Frieza builds up his defense more and more, and that just becomes even less likely that he's going to get taken out in one hit. So getting the big 18 key super with him. Managed to get a super with the Golden Frieza. Whilst he's not dealing the most like crazy amounts of damage, every little bit helps, obviously. And then LR Frieza coming in just under 5 mil. His links with the AGL Golden Frieza, obviously not the craziest. They do share a couple of the Frieza clan based links, as well as obviously Fierce Battle. But the LR Frieza is just so powerful. I mean, the guaranteed crits against Goku is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, I can see this event is definitely going to be harder if you don't have the new Frieza. Not impossible, of course, because I had actually recorded a run of full power using the Bojack team before I pulled Frieza. But unfortunately, that team not quite as good with the tanks. I kept getting quite far into the event, and then like the wrong unit would take a super, and then it was a case of like I would either have to use an item or just risk death. And yeah, once we pulled Frieza, the fact that he's on Planetary Destruction and can be run on the Int Broly team is very, very good. I mean, he is on the Bojack team as well, so you could run them. But for some reason, the Golden Friezas are not on Space Traveling Warriors, even though, you know, we literally see Frieza travel through space to come to Earth to fight Goku in Resurrection of F, but there you go. So this is a really, really good team to run him on. And here I deliberately avoided the super with the Tech Golden Frieza, because I want Transforming Frieza to get the easy A, but to get the Dokkan attack, but I didn't want to put him in slot 1. So we didn't get a super in slot 1 in the end anyway. But yeah, we hit all the nodes for the Dokkan attack. Frieza got a pretty solid 3.7 million attack stat here. So don't know if we'll finish off Goku this turn, because we do have the supers from Broly to follow it up as well, but this will be some pretty solid damage here. Yeah, 4 million, no crit. Then we get a nice little additional as well, just an extra 0.5 mil damage. We take those. And then, yeah, Tech Frieza tanking the normal attacks perfectly fine. But here comes a super. So how much is this actually going to do here? 254k. I mean, that's quite a lot, but honestly, that's, you know, we've been lucky with taking the supers on our Golden Friezas throughout the event so far, and this is the perfect turn to have taken the super on a different unit, because we did some big damage with the Dokkan attack, so we potentially just get a full heal at the start of next turn anyway. Yeah, full health from the Dokkan attack. So, and since we could just attack with the Frieza in slot 1 here, but I figured might as well play it safe. And actually, I don't know why I didn't just put the LR Frieza in slot 1. I think what I was originally planning to do there was to get the AGL orbs with the Golden Frieza just for a little bit of HP, and then use the active skill to finish off Goku. But then I thought, you know, there's 2 more phases left. Can only use that active skill once. Should probably save it. So, but yeah, we end up finishing him off, and we move on to the STR Super Saiyan Goku. So same thing as usual here, put you in slot 1. Have to get some int orbs here, but we can still leave a bunch for Broly. I mean, we're on full health, and we've just done the Dokkan attack, so realistically, there's no chance we're going to get a second Dokkan attack here, and it's not like we need the HP. And we get lucky again. Like, this was definitely a good run for RNG, because we're getting super attacked on the Golden Friezas in slot 1 quite a lot. But you can see what I was saying now previously. Like, if you're bringing a team that doesn't really have a lot of units that are super good at tanking super attacks in slot 1, this fight against Goku is definitely going to be a little bit more tricky, because apparently he just loves to fire off super attacks in slot 1. So, but yeah, everyone else on the rotation can tank normal attacks perfectly well. I'm really happy to have a chance to use the Int Broly again. I actually had to ask some people to set him because I couldn't find a friend. I jumped in and out of the stage multiple times and could not find an Int Broly friend, which I guess it does make sense, because like he hasn't returned on Global at all, and a lot of people are of course setting the new units as their leads at the moment. So with him not returning on the download celebration banners, it seems like Global is going to have to wait for the STR Super Vegeta banner to see the return of Broly. But I mean, STR Super Vegeta is probably like a must summon unit anyway, so it's kind of a good banner for him to come back on, because you want to be summoning on that banner anyway. But yeah, so here I'm contemplating putting LR Frieza in slot 1 to get that guaranteed additional, but I decide against it. Keep him in the middle here, because at least in the middle he gets legendary power from the Broly as well. So I'm just kind of rolling the dice that we're going to get that additional super attack from his passive rather than get the guaranteed one in slot 1. But like I said, he does at least have legendary power active now. So 4.9 to basically 5 million attack stat here. Considering, again, like, he's not got the best link partner in the AGL Golden Frieza here. That's pretty good. And then, yeah, he does come through with the additional super. I mean, that's the thing. When you're fighting against a Goku, you can kind of, like, it doesn't really matter as much that you're not getting a ton of his links. Obviously, you would do more damage if you were, but he's just getting guaranteed crits. So, yeah, he might not have had a lot of links active, but he just double supered and finished off the Goku here. So, now we can move on to the final phase, the Int one. We're going to get our transforming Frieza transforming up to his golden form here. So in the final form of Easy A transforming Frieza, and we got a pretty good turn set up here. No supers in slot 1, so we can just stick golden Frieza there. Easy A transforming Frieza in the middle, takes less attacks, and then Broly at the end. I mean, Broly's had a chance to, both Brolys, even though they're in slot 3, have both super attacked quite a few times now, and therefore his defense is going to be pretty good on top of the damage reduction that he has as well. And then of course on the turn where Golden Frieza transforms, he gets a guaranteed crit, so a nice just over 2.5 mil damage there. And then Int Broly going to go off here. I'm pretty sure by the end of this we do get at least one of the Int Brolys to get their active skill, because obviously being in slot 3, to get Broly's active skill he needs to be hit a certain amount of times. And obviously this Goku does very much like to pile up attacks in slot 1 and 2. But this turn for sure, there's a lot of attacks here. So if we were ever going to get our way up to Broly being... Actually no, but what am I talking about? Broly has to super attack multiple times to get his active skill. So that's the thing about having him in slot 3. If you're running him as a main rotation unit and he only super attacks once or twice, like he's going to come back on the... not the next turn, but the one after. But obviously, if you're running them in slot 3, you don't get to see them quite as often. But the first Broly is built up here. This is my one. So my Broly is 79%, 2 dupes, and has full level 10 links. So obviously, he's going to be very powerful. So go ahead and fire off his active skill here. I do really like Int Broly's active skill. The animation's cool. His is good both in the sub and the dub, I think. And obviously, yeah, we get this nice big power boost for this turn. So it's kind of like the Int Gogeta, even though I guess Int Gogeta doesn't really have additionals but built into his passive. But this is the turn. When you use an active skill like this, you really, really want him to get lucky with his additional super attacks, because obviously, we all know on the worst possible turn, Int Broly can super attack once and then maybe do like one additional normal. Whereas on this turn where we've used the active skill to get him to be fully powered up, we want to see like at least 3 super attacks this turn. That's probably being a bit greedy, but big super from Frieza. No additional, sadly, but obviously we get the nice big crit. And then in comes Broly, 3.87. Considering he's been off rotation for the entire event, I wouldn't say that was that bad, to be honest. And then, yeah, crit for 2.2. We get an additional normal. Still crit for almost 1 million damage. Then another normal. And then another normal. So would you look at that? We get all 4 attacks, but we only get 1 super on the turn that we use the active skill. It's very, very disappointing, really. Sad to say. But this should be the final turn here, I think. I guess it depends on whether the tech units are actually going to come through and get crits for us here. But we got a lot of health, so we shouldn't be in danger of dying. Obviously, Golden Frieza in slot 1. It's just going to tank all the hits here, especially if we do take a super. No super straight away in slot 1. So, tech Golden Frieza. Can you get a crit here? No crit. So, yeah, as you can see, the tech units not getting crits is not ideal in this final phase. But Goku firing off the super at tech Golden Frieza is, of course, exactly what we want. We still take 100k though, so you can see how powerful that Int Goku is. Like, with being at type disadvantage, Golden Frieza actually taking 100k. But then Transforming Frieza comes in with the crit and we get the KO. So there you go. That is the full power mission done for the Epic Collection of Battles with no items used. Let me know what team you guys use down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.